Well, welcome to My Voice Media today. Today's Thursday. My name is Michael Alvarez. I've been with the Arts Consortium here, teaching here you guys for the better part of 5-6 years. So a new generation, which is awesome. And the reason why we're here, to learn about this. The cameras that we have here are the Rebel T3i. The nice part is that you get to use them. Super simple and easy to work with. You bring it out of the box, you're going to turn it on, you're going to make sure the battery's okay. It's on the bottom. Okay, all you have to do is go ahead and take the bottom, open it on up. There's a little switch right there, and I pull that forward, and all of a sudden, super simple. Back in again, same way it came on out, and in, and close. On your buttons here, you'll have one that will have a full complete green A. There's a little button right here, right where your little index finger is here, and that will go ahead and you can see that, and it will want to go ahead and take that picture and go from there. Reminder, when you're on that green auto button here, this flash is going to pop up every single time. Every single time. If you don't want that flash to come on up, all you have to do is hit that little P. Okay, so we turn over to P here. Now all of a sudden the flash is not going on up. And by the way, you just learned two things. One, that on and off switch is right there, and then your green and your P. We can create some absolute amazing images. The important part is not to be afraid of it. You don't have to worry about what all this is right now. You don't. I mean, we will get into it, but right now we're going to keep it super simple. The nice thing is that even in those two modes that we just learned real quickly, the green auto and that P for program, we can create great images like this. We can also go ahead and create some of the simple stuff that we have, that is hanging in our gallery here. Keeping it basic, we need a subject matter, okay? We need to know the rule of thirds. Just think of it as a tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. Follow 3 things in a line. We're looking for something to give it dimension. We're looking for a background and foreground. What's going to draw our focus to that subject? How are our eyes going to attract to that image that we're trying to create? One important thing to be able to create from that, lighting. How are we going to light? Are we going to use flash? Are we going to use available light? With lighting comes color. I mean, unless you're colorblind, black and white. We all started from black and white many years ago using film. But color is going to be extremely important, how much contrast you put into it. One other thing too, or last thing, is motion. Is that subject matter moving? Is that subject matter going to be standing still? Is it going to be a rose? Is it going to be a bee on a rose in motion? How close do we get to it? It can be one of quite a few things. One, composition, color, even if it's black and white. We're looking for symmetry. We're looking for how the image falls into place in the frame. One of the things with this one is this is balanced within the rule of thirds, because the rule of thirds is like doing a tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. Looking for leading lines. How can a leading line go from one end down to another? Or how from looking at the image from one end down to another? It could be almost anything. But you need to be able to use your creative mind here to be able to go ahead and produce. Once you get past that, for the basics of, we have 10 rules that we look at. One, I go back to the rule of thirds, our number one source to be able to go ahead and frame our image. Number two, how do we balance out that image? You know, do we balance it up from the top? Do we balance it up from the side? Placing it in the center of the picture, not in the center of the picture. Three, leading lines, leading it from one direction down to another, which leads to another one. Viewpoint. How are your eyes going to follow into the image? Background. You know, you've got a beautiful portrait, but you need to make sure that the background doesn't have a thorn from a tree coming out of it, or power pole lines that are coming out of the ears. Number 6 here, symmetry and patterns. We all love patterns. You know, it's like going on out and watching a waterfall in the morning, or watching a nice breeze on the water of the lake. Depth, you know. The camera sees 2D, two-dimensional. When we look at each other, or look at subject matters, or look at things we want to photograph, we look at it as three-dimensional. It has dimension, you know. Our camera looks two-dimensional when you look through the viewfinder. Our job is to be able to create a three-dimensional piece. And one of the most important things here, framing. Do we put the nails and the screws in the center? Do we keep it in the bottom to keep everything in a foreground of sort? And it looks simple, but to her, it was really important. So we framed it in the bottom section while leaving a lot of the dirt and the grime up on the top. It's experimentation. It's, you know, trying things that all of a sudden, wow, that did work, you know. If we can conquer those 10 rules, we've got some of the best images, keeping it simple right here, you know. Simple lens, simple camera, and simple imagery. Okay, I know I can't hear you or talk to you, but you can do one thing for me. You know me, I like to write a lot and point out a lot of things, and be able to show you a ton of stuff, and be able to show you, you know, how your camera works and what it does. You probably have tons of questions. So, what do you need? On the comment below, go ahead and give me any questions you want. Doesn't matter how simple it is, doesn't matter how elaborate it is. I will get back with you, and I will give you as much information as possible. How does M mode work, or how does autofocus work? How does self-timer work? What is it used for? If you see anything on your camera, there's no small question that I won't answer. Maybe you want to know about something with selling. Maybe you want to know something about how to create the best portfolio. But you got to come back every Thursday, you know, from 10 until 12. I'm here for you. So I look forward to the questions. And believe it or not, I've got my coffee here, so we're good to go. And we'll see you next time.